This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1, and today I would like to discuss origins. And this has to do specifically with something that is called the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Now, there's been one story that came out about how this organization came to be. According to the owner and operator of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, there was a mandate by then President Trump to have the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force report to the president through an intermediary about things that are going on in regards to pedophilia, child trafficking, satanic ritual abuse, and so on and so forth. And that in the resume of one of the operators of this thing, one is an award-winning journalist that is one man from the President of the United States, or now the former President of the United States. And thus, he was the official press secretary for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, as well as he claimed, a investigative reporter in his own right. Now, the owner of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force has herself as an informant for the government. And that all these things that she claims are happening, and all those that she feels are guilty of one thing or another, have been reported to the federal government. There's going to be a military tribunal, and a whole bunch of people are going to get arrested. Now, I firmly believe and know that the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is a fraud. It's a fake. It exists only in the mind of this so-called investigative reporter and the housewife that created this mess in the first place. Now, where did the name come from? This is what's the most interesting part of this. Now, remember that there was another child advocacy group. One was run by Phil McConnell. The other was run by an individual who was known as Agent Margaritaville. Now, at one time, Agent Margaritaville claimed to have had something to do with the beginning of the Children's Crusade, and that Phil McConnell took it over. And now, Agent Margaritaville has the Children's Army. So, basically, one led to the other. And in the process, an idea was either appropriated, stolen, or given to Phil McConnell. He was not the creator of the Children's Crusade. He simply stole the idea, apparently, from Agent Margaritaville. At least that's one of the stories out there about how this thing was created. And so this brings us back to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Now, where did this idea come from? Why is it the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? Why is the Pentagon involved, and so on and so forth? Well, it turns out that the exact same thing happened here that happened with the Children's Army. There was another task force, and it is still in existence. It is known as the Pedophile Task Force. Now, apparently, the folks at the PPTF got wind that there was a task force out there that is already using the name pedophile, and so they decided to one-up this organization and name themselves the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, thus giving people the impression that they had something to do with the federal government in one form or another, either direct or indirectly. And so that, my friends, is where the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force got its name. It was not given by the president. It was not a mandate. They simply took somebody else's idea, altered the name slightly, made it as if it was part of the government and created the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Now, I did not dig into the Pedophile Task Force to determine if it was legitimate or not. I was just curious about the names. Now, if you go back and look at the Pedophile Task Force in comparison to the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, you will notice that they have registered as an LLC. And they have also registered with the Internal Revenue Service. The Pentagon Pedophile Task Force has done none of this. They are not registered as a LLC. They're not registered as a for-profit or a not-for-profit. They are not registered with the IRS at all. They have no traceable organizational mandate out there. They just simply created a website, said this is the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force, or the Task Force, or the High Command, whatever you want to call it. And they have no proof that they are a legitimate organization. It is simply a club formed by a housewife living in the woods, or used to anyway, that is supporting in some way, shape, or form this homeless guy that used to go around live streaming out of his car. And we are coming up on a year since we have heard from this individual, and I will be doing another mobile-thon covering that. In the meantime, I would suggest anyone who believes anything that the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force has to say, go get yourself some mental help, get your head examined, get your head out of your ass, and quit believing in this bullshit. Because you're going to wind up going down the rabbit hole. There are investigations into the people behind this organizations, and there are likely going to be some serious criminal charges coming as a result of their actions. And anybody that is actively involved with this organization may get caught up in the law enforcement net. So consider yourself warned and conduct yourself accordingly. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share. And then come back and see me again. I'll have more for you. Have a good, what's left of your Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe and all that. This is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1. Have a good one.